I was wrong. I was wrong. Ladies and gentlemen, g'day, g'day. Welcome back to the channel. My name's Economics Mate, and this is Wotb Blitz. And yes, I just admitted that I was wrong. Now, if you watched my video yesterday, I talked about how Droodles was wrong, saying that the Waffenträger Alfie 100 is the worst tier 10 tank in the game. I said, well, actually, Droodles, you're wrong, because there are a couple that are even worse than the Waffenträger, and I did mention the 116 SP3 as being one of those tanks. In fact, I would comfortably say that that is basically the worst collector tank at tier 10 that you can ever get, the 116 SP3. But I also said that the Object 263, this little number here, is actually worse than the Waffenträger. Now, in some aspects, yes, it is. The fact that it's got no gun depression, the fact that it's got barely any gun arc whatsoever, right? The fact that you have to face your enemy head on in order to actually get your shots off. Other than that, this tank is actually much better than the Waffenträger. I failed to realize that this tank has actually gone through a series of buffs that removed a lot of the weak spots that it had when it was originally called the YOLO Wagon. Because yes, this thing was the YOLO Wagon, and it was very, very strong and very fun to play, but it also had some weak spots on it, namely this area here where the gun is. Now it's considered the superstructure, so it's actually quite strong. So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, I am wrong. I admit that I am wrong. I should have probably checked beforehand the series of events that happened with this tank and all the buffs and that. Do keep in mind, these buffs happened when I was sort of not as active in the game as I am now. So that's probably why I sort of glazed over that fact. But yes, according to a lot of you people, this is a fantastic tank. Even some of you are pointing out how this is the best, one of the best tank destroyers in the game at tier 10. I don't know if I will take it that far, but I want to keep playing this thing and understanding why you guys are saying that this is actually a lot better than people give it credit for. So I'll continue to play it, and hopefully I can make a review on it. But what is then the worst tier 10 tech tree tank? It's this thing, the Jagdpanzer E100. You can say whatever you want to say. I completely and utterly glazed over this tank, even in the video I made yesterday when I mentioned it. I said, oh, well, you know, even with the Jägeru, you've got armor that you can use. Yes, but what I failed to mention was this thing is slow. It is absolutely sluggish as all hell. So not only is it very slow, but it's also enormous. This thing is huge. It has even worse. It's got one of the worst camera ratings for a tank destroyer in the game because it's so big. Right, I'm pretty sure it shares the same kind of camera rating as the Waffenträger Alfie 100. Whereas with the Waffenträger Alfie 100, you can kind of make it work because the gun is so good and you have that traversable turret. And you can basically peek-a-boom and just use your traversable turret in order to get shots off. Whereas with this thing, you have to physically be a frontline tank destroyer. You cannot sit this thing at the back of the map or in a spot where you can, you know, get shots off across the map, because the accuracy is horrendous on this thing. It's got some of the worst accuracy for a tank destroyer in the game because, well, a higher tier, I should probably say, because that it's a 170mm gun. In fact, you actually get a higher chance of getting your shots off in a 1A3 than you would in the Jagdpanzer E100. Don't get me wrong. This is basically a heavy tank in tank destroyer form. It's got 200 mils on the front of the hull, which is fantastic. It's 120 on the sides and 150 on the rear. You can side scrape this thing. But the cheeks are weak and they're susceptible to premium ammo. It's basically got the same kind of structure as on the turret of an E100, which can be penned with, obviously, premium ammunition. So just keep in mind with that. There are other tank destroyers that can probably pen your frontal area using their standard rounds. If they have enough pen, they will be able to go through it straight away. It is very, very slow. It's very slow, right? And your concealment, look at that, 50% concealment while stationary, 38 while moving, and you have 9 when you fire and you're stationary. That's insane. Look at the top speed, 30 kilometers per hour. Good luck trying to get to 30 kilometers per hour in this tank. You're most likely going to get about 23 to 24 kilometers an hour. And it takes a while for you to get there because it's such a massive, heavy tank. Not to mention the 170mm gun. Yes, look at the dispersion. Dispersion is 0.292, which is quite nice. But the aim time is 4.3 seconds. It's quite annoying. It's not bad, but it's actually, you know, and it's not that good either. It's not bad, it's not that good. It's just mid. But because you have to constantly move your tank, the reticle just blooms again every single time. It's ridiculous. You have 2700 DPM. You have 17.29 second reload, which is quite a massive reload, right? You do have incredible amounts of penetration. 323 mils on your AP and 429 on your heat. In my opinion, I think this is, not my opinion, actually statistically speaking, this has the most pen out of any tank in the game, which is pretty crazy. But you only have 92 mils of HE pen, considering it's a 170mm gun. It's pretty crazy. If you do pen with your HE, you're getting 1200 damage, which is oh so nice. If you pen with your AP, you're doing 800 damage. But you only have 6 degrees of gun depression. So it really is, I mean, on paper, it should hypothetically work, but it doesn't. It does not work. It doesn't work. Here we are in a battle on Canyon, and we're playing obviously in the Waffenträger, in the Jagdpanzer E100, I'd probably say. Canyon is not a good map for this tank. It's not a good map for this tank. And it's a supremacy battle, so we're going to have to go towards the sea cap, because I feel like the sea cap is probably the only plausible area for this tank to be in. Look at this, we're going slower than the E100. How nice is that? Or just about the same speed as the E100. Look how big this thing is. This is a tank destroyer. It is a super heavy tank destroyer. I mean, as I said, on paper, it should hypothetically be good, but it's not. It's literally one of the worst tech tree tanks, if not the worst tech tree tanks, in my opinion. I take back what I said about the Object 263. I take back everything I said about the 263. I'm not going to remove my video, obviously, but I'm going to say it here in this video. This is a video dedicated to this. There is a Kranwagen, and there is an AMX-30B. Look how slow the traverse is on this thing. Yeah, I'm not going to pen him from that distance, am I? Hit him in the turret. I'm going to try and wiggle, angle. No. Okay. I'm going to make my way around here, going very slowly. Look at the traverse. My God. I've been spotted again. Again, like I said, the camera rating on this thing is abysmal, considering the fact that it is absolutely enormous. And when you're firing off that 170mm gun, you're guaranteed... Oh, hello. We got ourselves... Yep, 751 damage. I'm surprised that T95E6 managed to hit me. Okay, so I just got hit by the grill. Where did he hit me? Did he hit me in the lower plate? Of course he did. Right just under the lower plate. Okay. You can see, this is a team-dependent tank. You can't hold the ridge line. You can't hold the line with this tank. You really need to be team-dependent. This, I don't know what this guy is doing, but he is really, really bugging me off. Now, do keep in mind, I'm pretty sure you can run this thing with tungsten. I have to double check when I'm back inside the garage, but I'm pretty sure you can run this tank with tungsten, which is cool and all, but you can only get one shot off. There's no point in running it, because you can only get one shot. Where's this E6 gone? Where's he disappeared to? Has he gone down there? Oh, hello. Oh, I missed out on that shot there. That's the problem. You can't really snapshot in this tank because the aim time is it's so big, and as soon as you move your tank, it just absolutely blooms out the reticle. Let's have a look. See, they're all facing that way. Let's get a shot. Can we get a HE shot? No, we can't. Because the pen on this thing with HE... Oh, I accidentally hit my multi-purpose repair kit there. Move in. Oh boy, I'm getting absolutely hammered. This is not good. I'm dead. And I'm dead. You see what I mean? This is a team-dependent tank, okay? I probably shouldn't have gone that direction, right? But, I mean, just have a look at our team. What is our E100 doing? He's just sitting there. This guy's AFK. He's got his turret. He's got his gun pointing in the air. Like, what are you doing, mate? The only person that's actually doing something is the bloody Concept 1B, and even then, he's just sitting here. Like, you're supposed to move up, mate. This guy's going to get killed. Our grill is just sitting here at the back, doing nothing. I mean, this team is just... Ugh. Anyway, point I'm trying to make is, this tank does not work unless your team is good. If you have a good team, it'll work. If you don't have a good team, it's not going to work. It's as simple as that. It is a very team-dependent tank. And what happens when you have a very team-dependent tank? You are going to not perform at all. It's going to be really difficult for anyone to perform properly. You know what I mean? Like, it's... I mean, I did 2,379 damage there, which is cool and all. Fantastic. But it's nothing to cry home about. I literally came second in damage on my team. Look at the team. The E100 did no damage. The Vickers Light did 641 damage. The freaking 183 did 701. He hit one shot and he killed one tank. That's it. This is the teams I need to come up against. I mean, this guy at least did a good job and he did his level best. This Kranwagen absolutely... Yeah, it wasn't even an ace. I'm surprised it didn't get an ace. It did over 5,000 damage. It's fantastic. My point is, this tank is very, very team dependent. And if you don't have a good team, you can't rely on them. So you have no choice but to push in this thing. And you need to be a frontline tank. This is not a second line tank or a tank that you can park behind a bush in the back and keep firing. You can't do that. Number one, you're very slow. Your maneuverability is absolutely dog shit. Excuse my language, but it is. It's absolutely dog crap, right? You're not going to be able to get into any position. And it's as big as a bloody barn. You can't do much. You can't really do much. You can't hide it, right? And because of its size, because of its weight, because of the mobility, because of the gun arc that it's got. Yes, Wargaming buffed the gun arc many years ago, right? But it doesn't mean anything because you have to physically move your tank and traverse the tracks in order to get into a position where you can fire your gun off. And every time you do that, you break your camo, which means that your camo resets, which is not good, right? Every time you move your turret, well, not your turret, every time you move your gun or you move your tank, the camo resets. So you're literally exposing yourself right there, right? You see where I was on Canyon? Yes, I probably shouldn't have gone that direction, but because it's so slow, I can't really move back in another position to get myself around, right? When you have tanks looking at you from all directions, good luck trying to hold that position. If they were all facing me frontally, I maybe could have had a better chance at surviving. But unfortunately, you have to make snap decisions in battle. And when you got a tank like this that's not very fast, good luck with that. Good luck making that work because you're just not going to... It's basically a null point. It's a null point. This is why this tank is the worst tech tree tank in T10. You guys can argue with me in the comments as much as you want. I think I've made my final decision. This is the one. The Jagdpanzer E100 is the worst tech tree tank at T10. And officially, the worst collector tank at T10 is the 116 SP3. That, I'm pretty sure most people don't have any arguments with. They can agree with me wholeheartedly. That tank is absolutely dog crap. It is absolutely dog shite. It's bollocks. Or as Flossie would say, it's buns. It is just rubbish. It's abysmal. But this is the worst tech tree T10 tank, without a shadow of the doubt. Okay? Some people are going to say, oh, but it's such a good tank. Listen, when the majority of the player base say that the Jagdpanzer E100 is the worst, you gotta kind of listen to them. Especially those that know what they're talking about. The Jagdpanzer is absolutely dog shit. It's crap. Wargaming, please give this tank the love it deserves. Please, just like you buffed the Object 263, and yeah, you made me realize the mistake of my ways. Thank you, those people who did. Apologies for that. So yeah, a lot of people saying, oh, you just put Droodles' name in there because you wanted to clickbait. I made it very clear. Droodles is a good friend of mine. It's all banter. It's all water under the bridge. It's all banter, mate. Right? This is how we talk. He made a video where he was basically giving his opinions on why he thinks that update 5.5 isn't the worst update ever, based on the video that I made. And my video I made yesterday on the Object 263 being worse than the Waffenträger, that's just like a response to his video, like in response to the video that he originally made, right? About update 5.5, responding to me. So It's banter. It's all good, right? It's all good. It's you don't need to get upset. Anyway, this is the worst tank. This is the worst tech tree tank at T10. Okay, you want to agree with me? You're more than welcome to. You don't want to agree with me? Let me know in the comments down below. I'm open to understanding and listening to your feedback. Okay, like I said, I admitted I was wrong, and there it is. Ladies and gentlemen, love you all. Look after yourselves. Look after your friends and family. Peace in the Middle East as always, and stay safe on the battlefield. Bye for now.